In the previous video, we discussed about many methods. Now we are discussing about mailing questionnaire. In this method, the required data are collected by mail. The questionnaire is sent to each respondent means to us, by mail with a request to complete and return it by given date. Advantages are less expensive, allow access to researchers in the remote area, allow respondents to take sufficient time to answer. And what are the disadvantages? Possibility of the misunderstanding the questions, produce low response rate, data are not reliable. So actually in this type of method, what they are doing, the questionnaire are prepared according to the objectives of the study, on which topic they want to be collect the data. According to that, they have make the questions. They form the questions and they mail it to the informants. Informants means to us with the request to answer and return them within a specified period of a time. And the sure to give that answer will be confidential. Whatever the answer we give of those questions to them, it will be confidential. Such questionnaires generally have a prepared postage stamp affixed to it, means it is legally and they will come to us. For example, mailing a questionnaire to the government employee in an area to get feedback on their working condition and related affairs, means whatever the problem they are facing, sometimes what the government is doing, they are just sending some questionnaires to them and ask the answer to them. They are answering them, and whatever the answers given by them, it will be confidential. It is not showing to anybody else, but they are making the report according to that. That is why they are asking the questions to them. It is suitable for us, it is suitable for those area where the investigation is very wide and informants are literate and educated, so they will read the question paper properly, questionnaires properly, and give the answers also. When the original first hand data is required, then also that is why it comes under the primary data. When it is compulsory by law to fill the questionnaire, in some cases, in somewhere it is required that they have to fill this thing. Now we will discuss about how they frame the questionnaires, what is the base of making the questionnaire. Now we are discussing about the questionnaires. The most common type of instrument used to survey collecting the primary data in questionnaires. While preparing the same, the following points are kept in the mind. So first of all, I will tell you about the good questionnaire. What is that? The construction of schedule or questionnaire is a specified art. The framing of the question and overall drafting of the questionnaires have strong bearing upon the quality of the questionnaire, and it should be a very technical job, and it should be done by the skilled or expertise persons. So it is a very, because it is a very good technical work, so that is why the main points of the good questionnaire is it should not be too long, means not so much questions are there, and the question, if the questions are too long, then it is not easy to give the answers to them, to the respondent. So that is why questions should be small and less in the question. The series of questions should be general and specified. The series of general specified means whatever the questions they will ask, it will related to the investigation only, and it should not be personal, not should be too much calculative. So that is the general to specify whatever is there. The question should be precise and clear. Whatever the questions is given, its language should be very clear, brief, and the question should framed in such a manner the answer should specify and give clearly answers. The question should not be ambiguous. Ambiguous means not clear or not decided. So whatever the question framed by them, good questions, very good quality is that it should be very clear. Whatever the it is related to the only with the investigation. So the person, those who are giving the answers of these questions, should be very clear about that. Then question should not use double negatives. Double negatives means the question starts with wouldn't you, would means not word is coming, or don't you like that. It should not be. The should be avoided, or they would be lead to the bias response. So that is why question should be always positive. It started with the positive words. Next is the question should not be leading questions. Means the questions whatever they were asked, they give provide the information, and even it is related to the investigation, and they just give the answers to them. Not against the question they will rises against another question. So that is the thing. The question should not indicate alternatives or to the answer. The same thing is here also. The question should be logical. If the illogical questions are there and the series of the questions are not in proper way, so that is means, for example, if some we will ask to someone how many child you have, and after then we will ask to them what is your marital status. So these question series is not good. So that is why this is the good question series, that they have to be in the sequence. So that is good. And the question should not be cross-examining type of questions, that what you have to do, if you are like do to this, then what happened. If this type of questions, the informant means the person, those who are responding those questions, they are not very interested to give the answers of these type of questions. So question it is should be very clear and very precise and very easy to them to give the answer. Types of questions in the questionnaire. Two types of questions in the questionnaire: cross and closed ended or structured question. It could be two ways questions or multiple choice question. When there are only two possible answers, it is called two ways question. When there is a possibility of more than two answers, it is called multiple choice questions. We can say MCQs also in short in that. Close-ended questions are easy to use, score and code for analysis, because all the respondents respond from the given portion. However, uh, such questions are difficult to frame, as the alternative should be clearly written to present both sides of the issues. It is also possible that the individual true response is not present among the options given. Due to this reason, the choice of any other is provided in the question there. Then second type of question is open-ended or unstructured question. It could be descriptive type, when the person gets a chance to talk more about any topic. Means it is depend on the individual's choice, not particular answer it should be given. I will give one example of both the type of the question. For example, in the first question, if we are asking to anyone that we will ask to them, what is your monthly family income? Less than 30,000. Second option, 30 to 40,000. Third option, 40 to 50,000. Fourth option, more than 50,000. If any person doesn't want to say exactly what is their salary, so what they are giving, they will choose one option from four of them. But in the open-ended or unstructured questions, what we are saying, which type of questions are there? What is your monthly income? So the person who was giving the answer to this question, maybe he don't want his exact salary, want to give the exact salary. So they are just giving the wrong answers or good, giving something else in there. So that is why that is called open-ended, unstructured questions, and where the four choices are there, and our purpose is also solved. So that is called the structured or close-ended type of question here. And next we are discussing about Census of India. Other important initiatives of the secondary data, as we discussed previously about the sampling method also. I told you that I will explain this method afterwards. Now I will explain you first of all the census method and sampling method. What is sampling method? Census, all of you know that Census of India, it provides the most important and complete demographic record of a population. These are conducted every 10 years. The census officially collects information on various aspects of population such as sex ratio, literacy, migration, etc., which is used to interpret for the coming planning. So that is why we are using that. Now, enrollment literacy. Here we are talking about the census method. So the census method is very important for our country. Why we are required the census method? Can you tell me? For making further planning, government required how many, what is the population of the country? So that is why census method we are using. And because of the census method, we were just interpret, analysis, understand many economical and social issues in India for their population, and they will make the policies and plan for them. The census method, the people, those who are doing this method, those who are investigating it, they should be very much highly trained, because in this they have to use a degree of accuracy, and a method adopted when the area is limited and intensive study of population it is required, then we are using the census method. Demographic data on birth, death rate, literacy, workforce, life expectancies, size, and composition of population, etc., are collected and published in this, and it should be done by the Registrar General of India. The famous example of this method, Census of India, conducted after 10 years, already I told you. The last census of India was held in 10 years before. 10 years before means 2011, and the coming we are doing, this is 2020, next year again our census is there, in the 2021. So every after 10 year it should be happen in India. What is the good merits of this census method? Intensive study of the population, whatever they want, because they want to make the formulate the policies and planning for them. High degree of accuracy and reliability is required for that, and it should give the proper information to the government. That is why suitability of method, this method is suitable in the population, so that is why we are using this method in our country. For now we are discussing about the sample survey or sampling method. In this sample form of population is surveyed. The first step is selecting a sample to identify the population, then select representative sample, as it is difficult to study entire population. When it is difficult to research on about or give the sample or the investigation of the whole population, what we are using, another method is used, that is called sample method. From the whole population, they are taking some of them and they will research on them, and that is called sample survey. When only some you can say like that also, when some representative item of the population are selected, the data collect from these items are used for analysis, the method known as the sampling method. A sample is a part of a universe or a population. The first task is selecting a sample is to identify the population. Once the population is identified, the researcher selects the representative sample, as it is difficult to study the entire population. A good sample is generally smaller than population and capable to provide the responsibly accurate population information about the population at much lower cost and in shorter time. Because what we are doing, We are taking a very small area. First, I will give the example for that. For example, in your area, if someone wants to do the survey that how many people are using particular product name A. So it is in the market, open market. So what is the response about that product A? So what they are doing, they will go to the company company wants to survey for that. So can the company send to their representative to all the city, all the in the all over in the India? No. What they are doing, they will just select one area of city, any five city they will choose, or three city or 10 cities they will choose, and their particular area, and they will just do the survey that what is the quality of their product, the people likes their product or not, all that thing. They will just do the investigation, and by that they will just find out what is the position of their product, and what they have to do the policy, what policies they have to make for producing that, or to do some improvement in their product, likewise that. So this is called the sample survey method. It is easy, it is very taking less time also, and its cost is also less. So that is why they are talking about that. Now in this next video we will discuss about the secondary data.